the last 10. I ran away with my life, fast forward, never turn back again. It's kind of funny that the more we pass time, the more we need to set the rewind. And 19 was the year I had to leave you, but now I'm seeing all the signs. Is this really happening? I can't believe.
Right, welcome back everyone. So I've got some news to tell you in this video, but I've arrived actually at Dosan Park, which is somewhere that looked nice on the map. The pictures look nice, it's quite autumnal. There's loads of fauna here that I haven't seen before, and the trees are this really lovely yellow and red. It's actually quite beautiful. I think the park is actually dedicated to this chap here because his statue's in the middle of it. So I got up actually 3 hours ago. So it's taken me 3 hours to get to this location to film today. And I thought, right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use public transport, not taxis, because it's way cheaper. And the taxis got these little electric cars. Because there's so much traffic, they're gunning it between intersection to intersection to try and beat the red lights. And you're just constantly, whoa, as they accelerate, and then jolted forward as they slam on the brakes. That's obviously normal for them, but if you're a passenger, it's not very relaxing. So I thought, right, we're going to get the underground, and I've used the underground here before, and I've actually used the underground in Tokyo as well. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a go. Nothing's in English, but we'll wing it and see if it's all right. So I get to the train station. It's about 15 minutes from the hotel. Get to the train station, and there's a machine there to issue tickets. There's no ticket office or anything, but the machine only takes cash, and there's no ATM in the train station. So I'm like, it's a bit annoying. Don't get me wrong, I love a cash society. I don't think we should go cashless. So fair play, you have to have cash if you're in Seoul. So I thought, right, I need an ATM. Walked around aimlessly trying to find one. That didn't work out for me. So then I ended up going back to the hotel to use the hotel ATM, because I remember there was an ATM in the hotel. But when I got to the hotel, put my card in the ATM, both cards actually, none of them worked. Just a load of lettering came up and it flashed red and it kicked my card out. Didn't eat my card, luckily. So I thought, right, spoke to the concierge and he's like, right, down in the elevator, follow this weird path through the mall. And he's actually got a map, which I might still have in my pocket, specifically to these banks. So these are proper banks. And I followed his little map. Obviously he's got that map because there's probably a lot of guests who get there and the ATM doesn't work. So I followed this little map, and it's actually quite useful. It tells you different, here's Costa Coffee. And eventually, if you follow his little map, you'll get to Santander and KEB Hana Bank. Anyway, I went to Santander, card in at Santander, money out. Okay, job done, worked. Go back to the train station, but you actually need to purchase something else, which is called a T-Money card. I'll show you what the T-Money card is. Gonna focus? There it is. Now the T-Money card is like basically an Oyster card that you swipe to get in and out of the gates of the train station. But of course you can't get the T-Money card at the train station. You've got to get it from a convenience store. So I'm like, okay, I've got the money, but I haven't got the T-Money card. So I go back out, all back through the mall, find this EK something or other, EK store. And then I go in there, but there's glass shutters. And you can't get into the store unless you've got a Korean credit card and ID. I speak to the guy and he's like, sorry, that's our company policy. No foreigners allowed. Basically, you couldn't make it up. So I thought, okay, well I need the T-Money card, and it's a convenience store where they issue them. So he says, go around the corner to the other end of the mall and you'll find another convenience store, GK something or other, and they'll give you a T-Money card. So sure enough, followed his instructions, got to the other store, got the T-Money card, then back through the mall again to the train station, put the T-Money card in the machine, put the money, cash in the machine, and hey presto, you get a card loaded with 20,000 won on it. So I thought, right, well, I'm ready to go. Put it in the thing, off I go in the trains. Obviously it's a bit of guesswork because of the lettering and everything isn't in English. And then I finally get to this destination, and the park is nowhere near the stop which they told me to get out of, so it's another half an hour walking around. And then just as I get here, I realised that my flies have been undone this whole time. So not only have I had a camera like hanging here, a map sticking out of my pocket, looking the most amateurish I've ever looked and most touristic I've ever looked. I've been walking around with flies undone all morning. So never mind, we're here where we are, and I'm going to tell you today about the news for the channel. Right, I found this quite natural perch to plant my bum on. Let's get into the topic of the video today. So I'd like to share with you basically that we've hit 4,000 subscribers, which is a huge deal for me. When I started this YouTube malarkey, I never thought that we'd reach 1,000 subscribers, let alone 4,000. It's taken 2 and a bit years to get here, and I know some people just gotta zoom up to thousands and thousands of subs, but I kind of feel like slow and steady progress. I've been learning what I'm doing as I go, and every video I've tried to make a little bit better than the last one. If you have subscribed, then thank you very much for basically trusting in me enough to watch the content, and it'll be engaging and interesting, hopefully. I'm not a guy who's particularly knowledgeable about YouTube or motorcycles. I'm just somebody who enjoys them, and I just try and share the enjoyment and my own learning experiences through this medium. A lot of people have been writing really lovely comments as the videos have got more popular, and that is, I think, the mark of success, not the number of subscribers. When I read the comments, I can just tell from reading them that 99% of the people reading the comments are very kind, open, thoughtful, mindful, honourable people. And that's the thing I'm actually really proud of, that I've been able to coalesce this community that is of such wonderful people. So if you're actually watching this now, then it's a compliment from me to you. Thank you very much. And you're basically a good person. I'm very pleased to have you here. That's the thing to be proud of. Really, really is. It's amazing. It's the comments which make it. It's not like likes or subscribers, blah blah blah, or views even. It's the comments. Now, speaking specifically about the comments, I feel that if someone takes the time to write a comment, share a story, or be very kind and complimentary about something I've done or something I've mentioned. People often say good review, thank you for doing it, just showing appreciation. I think if they've done that, or if you've done that and written it in the commentary, I feel that it's not enough just to like it, or some people say creators should just heart comments to show the person that you've seen it. Or some people just say thanks, yeah, or agreed. I feel that you have to engage back at the same level that the person wrote the comment. So if it's a long comment, I reply addressing all of the points one by one. If it's a very kind and open and appreciative comment, I show my appreciation back. And that actually is something that I'm proud of in the channel. I basically treat anyone who comments with the utmost respect, and I feel that they should have my time because they've taken the time to make a contribution themselves. Now, the problem with that is that the time taken for making comments and replying to comments is actually going up and up and up, because I think if I leave a couple of videos without replying, like when I got the flight over here, I was out of action, people were writing comments, I couldn't reply. You then got a backlog. It takes a couple of hours to reply to everything. And if I do answer comments on each video, it's half an hour, 40 minutes replying to comments, which takes time away from the filming and editing side of things. So I've had an idea, and I'm going to run it by you just to get some feedback, what you think about it. I'm going to set up a channel membership, and this membership is going to be called Ton-Up Boys. So if you want to become a Ton-Up Boy on the channel, obviously most of you here probably know who the Ton-Up Boys were. I thought it was a cool name, and I'll share at the end of the video how I came up with the name. But I thought we'll have channel memberships, and YouTube actually suggests for the lower tier channel memberships that you charge $2.99. Middle tier is like $7.99, and then top tier is $14.99 or something. You offer perks. People who want to become a member sign up. You get that money each month. YouTube takes 30% of it plus fees and a couple of taxes. You're looking at, like, for every pound you're looking at 68p or something. So I thought, right, we'll do channel memberships. Now, before everybody thinks, oh, that's a money-making thing, isn't it? It's actually not, because frankly speaking, I don't really need any money from YouTube. I do it for the fun of it, and I would rather get the money from the views, so that YouTube is basically free at the point of access to anyone who wants to watch it. Yeah, okay, you watch ads, but you're not actually giving any of your own money to the platform. You are actually giving money to the platform, or you're giving money to the creator and a little bit to the platform if you're a channel membership. Now, the reason I'm going to assert my claim that it's not a money-making thing is I'm setting my channel membership to become a Turnip Boy at the lowest possible level, which is 99 pence per calendar month. And I don't think you can get anything any cheaper. It's the lowest amount on there. The reason I'm doing it is because one of the settings of the channel memberships is a badge next to your username on here, so I can easily identify you in the comments. If you're a regular watcher or subscriber, you'll be more obvious to me in the comment section. But I can also reply to your comments as a priority over above non-subscribers and people who aren't members. So I thought that's a nice way to differentiate it. There's actually quite a few things you can do for channel members. You can, and I thought whether I'd have different tiers of memberships and things. YouTube recommends having 2 or 3 tiers to kind of upsell and get people on the higher tiers and all this stuff. As I said, it's not really my objective. It's more to give back, basically, and thank the people who are most engaged with the channel. That's why it's the lowest thing. It's 99p. The other thing I thought I would add for channel members or Turnip Boys is I will do a community post just going over some of the gear and apparel that I'm wearing and that Susie's wearing, because don't forget Susie's actually getting some new kit to go alongside the Gold Star. So I thought I'd add that as a little perk for the community members. The jacket, the Oxford Churchill jacket, so popular, everybody's been asking me about it, and I've actually spent about half an hour answering the same question on various videos, so much so that in the new videos I've had to actually stop the video and say this is my jacket, because otherwise I'll know I'll get loads of comments asking what it is. So this way, new gear. Don't know if you can hear that on the mic, but that's like one of those comedy horns, so I was just distracted by that. But I've had to stop the video to talk about the jacket. So I thought, right, as another perk for the Turnip Boys, I'll give you some info if we get any new gear on the channel. So basically, you'll have priority replies, a badge next to your name, a different emoji thingy-majiggy. I don't actually quite know, because this is one of these things that we'll find out when we do it. Okay, so that's what I'm planning on doing. If you could just jot down whether you think it's a good idea, whether you think it's a bad idea, if you think it's cynical, if you think that there should be no memberships, just let me know, because I do value the feedback. And if you write something, guaranteed I'll give it due consideration, and I'll look at the majority of the comments and make an informed decision, basically taking the majority opinion on how to move forward on this issue. Right, finally, how did I come up with the name Turnip Boys? Well, I was chatting to my dad. I just love chatting to my dad. It's just I just find him so interesting to talk to, and he's so engaged with what I'm doing. I love hearing his opinion on stuff. It's just an amazing relationship. So he rang up the other day, and it's one of those things where you're like, right, Dad's calling, Susie, put the kettle on, cup of tea, please. And then I'll sit down and have a good old monologue about different bikes and that kind of thing. So he was telling me, I've told him about the Gold Star. He hasn't seen it yet, but he's going to really like the Gold Star, I can tell already. He was telling me about when he was young, because my dad is 70 next year, right? So I was talking to him, and he was saying when I was young, I had a friend who had a Gold Star, and his friend actually wasn't strong enough to do the Kickstarter. So my dad would do the Kickstarter for him, hop on the back, because my dad didn't have his license then. He does now, he didn't then. And they'd ride off on this Goldie. Or if his mate was on his own, they would have to bump start it. And then he was saying when he was a kid, my dad used to sit in the back of his parents' car, and then the Turnip Boys, wham, would speed past. And my dad would be like pressing his face to the window, looking at them, these Turnip Boys. So I thought, what a cool story. And basically my dad gets full credit for the name of this membership. So if you become a member, you'll be an honorary Turnip Boy. And I just thought that was a nice name. It fits with the vibe of the channel, and yeah, it's just cool, isn't it? If I ever do expand and do more memberships and things like that, then I'll have to think of an equally cool name for the higher levels. But for now, it's 99p. Become a Tenet boy on the channel and let me know what you think, if you think it's a good idea or not. Right guys, I'm going to end the video there. Thanks a lot for listening. Once again, thanks a lot for your help to get to 4,000 subscribers. Thanks for tuning in, and yeah, you're just making, every time I do a video and I get this engagement and feedback, you're just making my day. So thank you very much, and I'll catch you in the next one.
I'm just as surprised as you. Is this really happening? I can't be too sure, but one day I'll be yours again. Life lessons come one in a dozen. The other 11 get something from nothing. I sit here